Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we have a reading for you about somebody that needed a little bit of time, a little bit of space, perhaps, to understand and appreciate the type of connections they wanted or appreciated in their life. So, this feels to me a little bit like an ego death or somebody that has kind of taken an assessment of the people around them and whether or not that is a beneficial connection, not in a selfish way, in a mature way. So we have from the Lenormand, oh crap, what is it? The Gilded Reverie Lenormand, which I just got. We've got number 38, number 37, and number 28. The Bridge, Time, and the Man. So there's a sense here that there is a need to develop, or there was rather a need to develop the masculine energy. That could be for anyone, so don't get too caught up on the gender references. But there's a maturing here, right? Somebody that sees that authenticity and honesty is an important element in terms of being able to actually connect with other people, right? Hi there, Shayner. How are you doing? So we have somebody that I think has been able to understand what they needed to change in order to have a more mature or respectful connection, whether that's platonic or romantic. We're going to find out. I have a little bit of, I don't know, I feel like it's probably both, but that there might be somebody there thinking about just based on like the brooding quality. Like this dude looks like he's just the thinking man, right? Let's call on spirit with a little bit of wind chime chime. Just a little bit. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you have some fun plans for the week. Let's see. I have another new deck, but I think I'm going to wait and do something else to start off. Let's go with the Tattoo Tarot. What else do we have about these mature connections? Definitely timing has been a factor. It looks like somebody was needing to process a few things in terms of how they might self-sabotage or how they might like run away from things if they get a little bit serious or if they suggest there might need to be some sort of a change in behavior, right? Hi there, Vincent. How are you? You want to know how much Hambone benches? Where are you, Hambone? I think the answer to that would be approximately 5 cat treats. Oh man. Yeah, I think we all do. So there's a sense that we've got an individual that has been willing to look at what they could do to improve their own life, right? Not wanting to just let things progress down a path that doesn't really make sense, right? What can I do to improve my own life? That kind of thinking. We have the Two of Cups. What's up, Mr. Hambone? You coming to say hi? We have Judgment in the reverse. So I definitely feel like we have somebody that walked away from or needed to have some distance in terms of what made sense for them in a romantic relationship. Maybe just needed to kind of rewrite those requirements or those deal breakers. What do I want? What do I not want? What do I offer? What do I need to work on? Come up here, silly. Yeah, you want to. Come here. I can see him in the mirror if you're wondering. There you are. Are you going to say hi? Hello, everyone. It'd be easier for you to see me if my mom didn't wear black shirts all the time. How'd you get so cute? So I think I'm going to finally be able to take him out. I got a little backpack carrier for him. So we're going to see how he does on a little hike. It'll be fun, right? Do you want to sit next to me? Yeah? All right, let's get back to your reading. Would you say 4 or 5 cat treats would be the right answer to how much you bench? Cool. So, redefining what love looks like, right? Because there was an opportunity. There's our King of Wands. If you've been watching a few of my readings lately, you've definitely picked up on the fact that the King of Wands is a repeating energy here. The King of Wands is somebody that is able to take action, inspired by something that invokes some sort of passion, right? You can look at how this King of Wands stares longingly at that flame, and you know that there's a focus there, right? I know what I need to do. I'm capable of doing it, so I'm going to do it. Now, we've also had a couple of wands come out. There could be some Aries, Leo, Sagittarius in this reading, but we've got representation from pretty much every, from everyone. So we don't want to get too focused on that. This Ace of Pentacles suggests that there's an opportunity or a blessing. Knight of Wands. Taking action, moving forward. Somebody realizes that now is the right time, whereas previously things weren't really aligned to make sure there was a good outcome. There's a desire to move forward and take action because there's information that needs to be discussed. Perhaps there's a particular conversation this King of Wands feels like needs to be had, and maybe was a little bit long time coming, right? Like they may have thought about how to say what they need to say for a long time. Knight of Cups in the reverse. So there was at some point a rejection here. We might see the Eight of Cups come out as well, because it feels like this King of Wands at some point had to walk away, especially with that Five of Swords. There was something that got in the way or made it seem like all of this effort or this opportunity wasn't right. It didn't happen, right? Hey, what are you doing? Yeah, no, we don't want to knock over the whole shelf. Okay, bud? Yeah. So then we have the Chariot, another card about taking action or moving forward, finally pursuing that which you've been thinking about or planning, right? Hi there, Peggy. How are you doing? And it feels like there's confidence that didn't exist that now is a little bit easier for this masculine energy to tap into. Queen of Pentacles. That's what we didn't want to have happen. You want to sit there? I kind of think he just knocked over a whole thing. Oh, goodness. Strength. So it kind of feels to me like there is some lesson that the King of Wands was able to learn a little bit more readily, or a little bit more like it really hit home for this person because of who they encountered, because of who they fell for, or because of who spoke wisdom to them, right? There is a better understanding of the universe that this King of Wands is able to draw upon because of who he has encountered. So remember not to get too caught up on those gender pronouns, okay? Because basically we're just talking about somebody that knows what they want in a relationship. All right, I think it's time to break out the new deck. This is the Pulp Tarot, which I really am excited about because it's like kind of old school. First, there's like, trying to make sure you can read it both ways. I don't know if you can read the name on the back of the card, but it creates this pattern. Very like cube. Would I say cubicle? I don't want you to think it's like an office, but there's like a third dimension to it, right? But there's also just like a ton of old school imagery. So like here's the Hierophant, for example, and the Queen of Wands. Pretty awesome. So I'm excited to use that for you all today. Let's see what else we have for you. And I think we need some oracle cards. We've got the Knight of Swords in the reverse. So in the upright, this is somebody that's got a lot of forward movement. Honestly, it's very similar to the Chariot card that we had come out. But this is a sense that somebody has a lot of focus or a lot of drive to do something because they feel like they missed an opportunity to tell the truth. There was a moment in time, I feel like they keep thinking about it. They were asked a question or they were having a conversation and they declined to have the same, like, respect for authenticity, right? Like they didn't speak their truth in that moment because they weren't sure they could back it up. They weren't sure if they'd be laughed at. Five of Cups in the reverse. Yes, vintage is an excellent way to describe that, don't you think? Hello there, Miss Tiana. How are you doing? Hello, David. How's it going? And hello, Vision in Christ. Welcome. So, Five of Cups in the reverse is where I want to see it. So, this is nice. This is saying somebody has gone through a difficult time, but they have come out on the other side of the tunnel, right? They've been able to process something that was difficult to really process, right? A lot of people will find kind of shallow ways to push aside or ignore the troubles that keep them up at night. And I feel like this masculine energy, this King of Wands, was able to really think about what needed to change and challenge themselves in terms of their perspective and their behavior. Two of Swords. Being blindfolded is absolutely something I think we all go through in terms of what do we actually see in front of us? Who can we trust? What is truth? What is fantasy, right? A lot of people wear rose-colored glasses. I've definitely done that before. Like this is going to be fine. It's not as bad as you think it is. And like shit's on fire behind you, right? Which makes me think of Maui and breaks my heart. Prayers and like blessings to everybody in Maui. I remember having a really beautiful time in Lahaina. So it's really sad to see all of that. But this is somebody who needed to take stock in what was going wrong in their life and what they could actually do to change it. They were given an opportunity to take a different path and no longer ignore the problems, but actually face them head on and deal with what they could in terms of, I think, specifically changing how they communicate and how they connect to somebody. So now we have the Hermit card. This is giving me like, I disappeared from everyone. I stopped hanging out the way that I used to, or I stopped going to that, bar that everybody met at, or that softball weekly hangout that everybody did, whatever it is. Somebody was like, you know what? I need to take some time for me. I need to actually like make sure that I'm looking at my life as myself and not just looking at it how other people would view it, right? So solitude worked wonders for this person. It's like, have you ever been trying to listen to the radio and it has a little bit of like an overlap with another channel? So it just doesn't come in quite clear. And it's just so like aggravating, that crackly, weird sound that happens. I feel like somebody needed to get into the right place in order to be able to hear things a little bit more clearly with regards to what they needed and what they don't need in their life. Eight of Swords. This is clarifying our Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, this is giving me a vibe that feels like money was trapping somebody. Maybe feeling like you were codependent, so you couldn't end a relationship. Maybe feeling like you couldn't decline to follow your parents' advice because there were financial ties, right? Like, we'll do this for you, but you have to not do this or not be with this person, right? There was somebody here that was influential, that had something to do with money, and they had an opinion on how this King of Wands lives his life. And the King of Wands had to, at some point, reestablish control over his own life. You know, I'm going to make my decisions. I'm not going to let somebody else tell me who I can hang out with, right? Like I'm not 5 years old. Oh, that's cool. I hope you're feeling better. Tiana. That sounds like a lot of massage oil. I hope you can breathe. We've got the Four of Pentacles, and I sure love this image. This can absolutely refer to financial matters, but it also can kind of hint that somebody was maybe a little bit materialistic, maybe a little bit too focused on how do I get rich? How do I get famous? How do I get things that I want to like show people that I have value, right? I have a great car, I have a home, I have a boat, I have whatever, right? There is sometimes, I don't know, we get these messages that in order to be liked or respected or taken seriously, that we should have certain things, right? Whether those are achievements, milestones, or tangible things like a vehicle, right? And I feel like this person was a little bit too caught up in that. Ace of Wands. And there's like a little castle in the distance there. So Ace of Wands is about a new beginning. Somebody is letting go of sadness or regret because they feel like there's hope for the future. It may have taken a while for this person to feel hope again, because they did feel some sense of disappointment in themselves, but they are able to see a different path forward. The Emperor. I'm so glad to see this. This means that the King of Wands has made a really important decision to improve themselves, right? To take that more difficult, more challenging path, but the one that is taking into consideration some sort of wisdom, right? The Hermit is all about wisdom, doing things your own way, making sure you understand the situation, taking a little bit of a risk, right? He's on the side of a cliff. The Emperor is also Aries energy. So we have the Eight of Pentacles. Such an interesting depiction. We've actually, for most Eight of Pentacles cards that I've seen, there is somebody that is working on a pentacle, right? Because the general idea of the Eight of Pentacles is you have somebody that is able to make money or is investing in something that is meaningful. So here we have somebody who's artistic. We could have somebody that is able to express themselves artistically in a way that others appreciate. And I don't know, I feel like there's something about their being able to do this on their own, where maybe previously they were a little caught up in doing this with other people, right? Being in a band, being in a crew. I don't know, like you work well with people and then you venture out and find some way to work well on your own. Page of Wands. Oh, look at this card, you guys. Oh, I love these cards. Super beautiful. So Page of Wands is about communication. So there was some difficulty here in terms of communication, some lapse in communication or no contact. And somebody feels like it's time to communicate. They're going to be addressing their new understanding, right? They might have unconventional beliefs. They might have had a change in terms of who they have in their circle and who they respect. Hello there, Trinity. How are you doing? I like it. All right, let's move to an oracle deck for you all. We're going to go with these signs of the times. All right, we have number 41, disruption, lightning, and number 26, fence or boundaries. Yeah, we have a change. Like I said, we had an assessment of the people in this King of Wands life. And if people had negative intentions or they didn't have respect for this person, then the King of Wands said, look, I'm actually a motherfucking emperor, okay? And I don't have time to deal with people who want to control me or mislead me, people who don't respect me. So there's the door. You can either change your behavior and respect me the way that you should, and I'll respect you as well, or you can leave. Boundaries. This is an important day. This is an important concept for this masculine energy because they have been accustomed to somebody in particular, but probably multiple people, taking a little bit too much liberty with what they say to this King of Wands or what they expect of this King of Wands. We're going to get a few from The Truth Is. Letting go. Releasing relationships, just like we've been talking about, to focus on yourself, like this Hermit card talks about. Very important energy. We all have to do this at some point. Turning, down some of those social invitations in favor of some solitude so you can really think about what you've done, who you are, what you want in your life, what you want to be, what you need to do to get there. This person acknowledged that there were some negative influences and that letting them go would be a good move. Then we also have, I'm single. So this could have been the end of a relationship. This could have been an end of a partnership. There's a sense here that this person has some independence that they weren't previously well acquainted with. Like, I can do what I want. Time apart will be beneficial to this connection. Something else that we've talked about, right? Timing needed to be precise with this. Somebody needed to really distance themselves from other people in order to understand themselves. I feel like this is coming to a close because we had the Eight of Pentacles and the Hermit, right? So this is somebody who has taken time and put in the work that they needed to. I don't think this Eight of Pentacles would come out unless that had already been at least significantly accomplished, right? We might be looking at another couple of items that need to be addressed, but there has been significant progress made, especially since we had the Emperor come out. The past. The past is causing blocks in the present. So there is a sense of fear that needs to be addressed. I feel like somebody could have a fear of rejection or a little bit of insecurity in terms of how to address something that happened in the past. Namely, was there an argument? Was there no contact? Was there an issue in terms of being able to really communicate in an effective and respectful way? I feel like somebody might need to make an apology, for example. All right, we're going to continue with the Black Tarot. Knight of Wands in the same place, or column, I should say, as the one we got from the Tattoo Tarot. The Knight of Wands, again, this is a fast-moving energy. This is about taking action, moving forward, right? Can be a little bit impulsive, but we also have the Queen of Cups in the reverse and the Chariot in the reverse. So it feels like somebody's decision, this King of Wands, to work on themselves or take a little bit of time for themselves upset somebody close to them that wanted to keep them stuck or wanted to delay their maturing, right? So this could be a family member or this could be a close friend. This is somebody that didn't want to see the King of Wands mature or become a better version of themselves because of the impact it would have to this person. You won't go and party with me anymore, or you won't drink with me anymore. You won't be a part of our club anymore. You won't make art with me, whatever it is. There was something this person was afraid of, that if this King of Wands made this change, they wouldn't be able to have the lifestyle that they'd been wanting for a while or that they had had for a while, right? Very sorry for your loss as well. That's pretty heavy. So things like that, whatever this King of Wands went through, that takes time, right? You've got to be able to heal from those kinds of things. And sometimes we can't do that with the people in our lives that we have, right? We might need to have a little bit of space, a little bit of time. So we have the King of Spheres, the Four of Cups in the reverse, and the Five of Cups in the reverse. We already have the Five of Cups in the reverse up here. So we have somebody that is acknowledging that they have made some progress, particularly in terms of being self-sufficient or good on their own. Finances might be an important part of that, but mostly this is somebody who knows how to be a little bit more stable, a little bit more grounded, whereas previously they might have been a little bit more unpredictable, a little bit more chaotic energy, right? Now they want a little bit more stability, a little bit more of a quiet life, it feels. And that might not be what somebody else wanted from them, right? We have the Hierophant, Queen of Spheres in the reverse. All right, so this is a negative energy here. Queen of Cups in the reverse, Queen of Spheres in the reverse. This is somebody who is not loyal, somebody who thinks about themselves. This could be somebody who is a liar. They don't really think about what's best for this King of Wands energy. They think about what serves themselves, right? So they didn't want things to end. They didn't want things to change. That's why they were trying to do something to impede this Emperor's progress or make it difficult for this King of Wands to move forward and heal what they were trying to heal. We have the Star in the reverse, Knight of Swords in the reverse. This person lied or kept something secret. Like for some of you, there was a communication that didn't reach this King of Wands, or there was a story fabricated, told to this King of Wands in order to keep them in their place, right? From moving forward with somebody else or moving forward with this healing. So there was definitely some emotional manipulation of this King of Wands in order to prevent them from making some sort of change in their life. All right, let's get a little bit of moving forward energy. What's going to happen, or what advice do we have? This is the situations deck. We have soulmate, similar friendship, romantic partner. This King of Wands has some sort of love interest, or some person has intrigued them, right? Like, I think you are more my pace, or I think you have a better understanding of how people should connect or how they should love each other. This King of Wands is interested, but we have divorce final in the reverse. Interesting, because we had single come out from the other deck, right? So there could be a sense that somebody still has some some things to wrap up, right? Some loose ends. But there is protection here by Michael. So there's an important part of the journey that is yet to come. And I feel like that's why the King of Wands is feeling like timing is so important, and why it's important for us to listen to intuitive messages and, what our gut tells us in terms of, I should say this, or I should hold that back for a little bit until I'm ready for that conversation. So keep your eyes peeled for whatever those messages might be, but it looks like we have somebody that has gone through a pretty significant ego death or healing process that enables them to be more respectful or authentic where it concerns love relationships. So, yay! I think that's awesome. All right. I love you all. I'm going to end it there. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes, and I will see you on the next reading.